let's get into what did I actually do. What was my first year like when I left teaching? Woy. I actually, in my first year, I had two jobs, two part-time jobs. The way in which it had happened, because obviously you have to resign at a certain point. So I handed in my resignation without having a job, but I needed something. And the first job that came up that sparked my interest, or I shouldn't say the first job because I probably applied to and had a number of interviews, but the first job that I was successful in getting the post for was part-time. It was I was curriculum lead for a residential home for care leavers, and given that it was part-time, I knew that I would need to do other work, and so I had lined myself up to take on some supply. And what had happened was I was approached by my current job, and they had said they're looking for someone, and they said they're looking for someone full-time. And I had said, oh boy, I've just signed a contract for a new job which is part-time, and actually I'm quite interested in that job. And you imagine, I downplayed myself. I'd said, oh, I can maybe volunteer over the summer and help you. And fortunately enough, my boss today had said, do you know what, I will take you on part-time, and then we can reassess after the first year. So I had to let down the school that I'd signed up to supply to, which was not me, you know, because once I say yes, I'm loyal to my word and I'm committed. But I had to go back to that school and say, sorry, I won't be starting in September. And I know how difficult that is, but also the opportunities that were put in front of me were ones that I really wanted. So I ended up doing two different jobs. They were very different, completely different context, completely different role. You know, one I was, it was curriculum lead for the care leavers, but I was also leading the CPD for the key workers, working literally in the residential home. And then my current role, where I'm head of content at the FT for the financial literacy and inclusion campaign, which is, although it's a charity, it kind of sits within a corporate setting. So I was doing two very different